Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very good Monday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Sentinel Storage. Thank you to everyone for listening to us live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, on TuneIn, on iHeartRadio. For those watching live on YouTube, or for anyone listening to this on podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, we appreciate you as well. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with you here, and Jasmine in today, this week, as we will get you covered for the next 2 hours of the EST Hangout with a lot of Oiler talk, a lot of Oiler discussion. The NHL just announcing the Vezina finalists as well. Connor Hellebuyck, who got pulled a couple games ago, or last game.
Last couple games.
Tampa Bay Lightning's Vasilevsky, who he lost his first 2 games of the series. And Darcy Kemper of the LA Kings, who just lost the last 2 games of his series. Actually, all 3 of those guys just lost the last 2 games of their series. They're your Vezina finalists. How's everyone's weekend? How's everyone doing today?
Wow. Like Friday's show, I was really stressed out. I think I was a little quiet.
Yeah.
A lot of tension. I'm not going to lie. A lot of jitters. And like the amount of like relief I feel today is nice. It's nice. How about you guys?
New kicks, Tommy?
New kicks.
Those look good.
Thank you. They're fresh.
Very
what do you
nice.
think, Jazzy?
Dark navy.
Yeah.
I love.
I'm a big
Simple.
dark navy. I used
Yeah.
to. This goes back to like my high school days. I always had like dark blue Nikes, and then I had dark blue running shoes, and I was like, they were so worn out. I'm like, time to go back to Nikes. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you and Dusty both with new kicks today.
I also
Both very
ordered some
sharp.
new black athletic shoes,
Oh,
runners,
nice.
if you will.
Just treat yourself.
Feet yourself.
Yeah, I find deals.
Yeah.
I find deals and take advantage.
Well, look, Tommy's been working really hard, okay, in the pre.
Yeah, I was gonna say what weekend? You guys had a week. I didn't. There haven't been a lot of those, but it was fun.
Based on what the Oilers did, it might not be. You might have a few.
You know
more
what?
weekends.
That's okay. Whatever. That's what I love about this job, and what I've loved about covering this team is it's ridiculous and crazy, and sometimes it's a therapy session for the city after a game. Sometimes it's a celebration. I see people, and I think Jay Styles going back and forth. He says, "Ask Tommy if you got that guy kicked out." This was earlier in the day when he was
Can you
going
explain
with
the story,
LT.
please?
Yeah, my brother was sitting at the table behind us, and his buddies, and I'm like, my brother's like, "Can you get me a table at the ice house, please?" I was like, "Oh, you're 32 years old, kid. You can call them and ask them." He's like, "They're booked up." I'm like, "Okay, I'll see what I can do." So I got Tian, fantastic. He's great over there. He's a GM. He got a table for Paul. He put him right behind us. And post game, everybody was super happy. And Paul knows. I worked with Paul at Oilers TV. He was our head writer. He knows when the camera's on, don't get in the way. And what does he do? He starts tapping me on the shoulder while I'm on the air. I'm like, get out of here. You, of all people, should know better.
What did he want?
I don't know.
Oh.
And then guess who else he started bugging? The lovely DJ that was beside me. And listen, don't get me wrong. She's young. She's very good looking. She's vivacious, if you will. And he's tapping her on the shoulder. He's making her laugh. I was like, you little rascal. You little rascal. So, no, I wasn't trying to get somebody kicked out. It was my brother sitting behind me, and I was just giving him the hard time.
Well, now I need to go. Like, was this during post game?
Post game, yeah.
I got to see what
Pre-game, I was
Paulie
going to
was
say,
doing.
like, oh, there's Paulie, and if I see anybody in the nasty chat say MV Paulie, you're kicked out. I didn't go and look at the nasty. I was just joking, but it was funny. It was good. No, nobody needed to get kicked out. Talking to Tim, who's the head of security at Ice House, he said yesterday was actually pretty smooth. It was Friday night that got rowdy, and they were booting people out. And it's weird seeing now, like, the plaza and the district is kind of like a hangout place for like high school kids. And like I'll walk from the rink back to Ice House. And I go through the pedway because you don't even bother with the mosh pit. And like there's just like kids lining the whole pedway. Now it's better than the alternative, which is some not so friendly people. But yeah, I was just like, what is going on? And like they're just chilling.
It's because post-secondary is out right now.
Yeah.
So that's what I realized with all these like 20-year-olds you're seeing on TV.
They're not even like 17, teeny boppers. Yeah, they can't get into the moss pit, but they just want to be around the action, right? And
that's fine.
they're there, yeah.
I mean, coming from years and years of being a fan, it's stressful. So it's nice that they want to join the train. Come on, hop on. Also, like those YG videos, like on a Friday, they were out of control, and it's nice that nothing has really popped up.
I have nothing
today.
to say about those.
They're just so like
because a couple of them
embarrassing.
are from a place that I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, let's not. But you're right, it is bad.
It's just it was very bad. And it's just these little kids. Like, stop it. If you want to be a fan, be a fan. But you're not a fan if you're fighting other fans. Stupid.
The worst is
Stop
Oiler
it.
on Oiler.
Yeah,
fan.
violence.
Violence. It's like, what do you? Stop it. You're right, Jasmine. Stop, please. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop now.
Yeah. Stop it.
That's not
Knock
nice.
It off.
As
Don't
my nonna
put
would
that
say.
jersey on, right?
That's not nice.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad with their little lecture for you guys out here today. The EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts more than 2 decades, helping Canadians through life's transitions. Canadian storage provider, Sentinel.ca by Canadian. Pick your deal, limited units. That's got 3 days left. That offer ends April 30th, which is 50% off 12 weeks, 75% off 8 weeks, and 100% off 4 weeks. With that, let's jump right into Hangout Headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. From the premier golf facilities to the corporate branded products, the Ranch, it's your all-in-one tournament host, proud host to over 180 tournaments every year, including the EST Golf Classic. They're here to help you execute all your tournament ideas. Book your tournament today. Visit theranchgolf.com. Also book your tee time today by visiting theranchgolf.com. Today, 18 degrees. Tomorrow, 16. Wednesday, 17. Thursday,
Beautiful.
22. Friday, 27. Saturday, 23. Sunday, 16.
Did you say 27?
Yeah.
Yes, baby.
That's Friday right
You're
now.
gonna get so much shorts coming up at you. Like,
It's
look out.
theranchgolf.com.
I had to.
Yeah, you had to.
Had to.
Where are you guys at right now with this team?
Go, Jazzy.
I am really excited. I knew that they were going to pull through. This is what they do. They look healthy. They look like they're jiving. I think when you throw, like, for example, you can't just throw Kane in a lineup or Frederick in a lineup. You got to still get that chemistry going, right? And that's what's happening. And this is exactly what the Oilers do. They figure it out.
Yeah, well, good point. I'll build on that. They get better as series go on. They did that last year. It's happened. It seems to be happening right now. I seriously, like, I picked the Oilers in 6. Remember last week when I started the hangout? I'm like, they're gonna win. They run them over.
Mm-hmm.
That was me getting fired up for game 1. Like, and people are like, you're crazy. And yes, yeah, I don't care. Like, you want to. This is radio. This is free entertainment. So, that might actually end up becoming the case. We'll see. Now, this series has been so tight. There's been so many swings in momentum in game. The goaltending is unreliable at both ends, even with Calvin Pickard, that we could see the Kings win in dramatic fashion tomorrow night, and the Oilers on the verge of being punted from the playoffs by the time we get to Game 6 here in Edmonton. So I honestly don't know what to expect. Nobody can hold a lead in this series. The fact that the Kings are playing 9 forwards and 4D, I think, is cause for concern if you're an LA fan. I don't think Darcy Kemper, Vezina finalist, is having a great series at all.
He looks awful.
He does.
Reed keeps pointing out, like yesterday, he couldn't control the puck. He didn't know where the puck was.
Yep.
And anytime it was near his glove, he'd drop it.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised at how bad he is.
He's been bad.
Right?
Yep.
He got challenged finally in third period.
Yeah.
You know, we were like half shots on goal.
They were. Thank you.
Sorry.
I heard a few members of the media cheer in the press box when Leon scored.
Are you serious?
That's nice.
I'll just throw it out there.
That's not good. That is not good. Especially up there.
You're such a tight ass.
I will. Kemper, though, had a brilliant playoffs. Or overtime. He was brilliant in overtime.
He was shelled.
He absolutely, but he made some amazing saves. That overtime could have been done a lot sooner.
They were all over LA.
I will give him credit for that, but beyond that, Kemper, he's looked awful this series.
Yep.
And I think one thing that has equalized, at least through the last 2 games, was the Oilers' power play scoring goals. And at least yesterday, the LA power play themselves can't do anything. They didn't look good themselves. So there's a little bit of an equalizer in this one. It's just going to be interesting how LA takes this, because the Oilers are going to LA confident.
Sure.
The Oilers are going to LA thinking we figured these guys out. We're in their heads. We've got them. Like the Oilers they're feeling good. Yeah. How's LA going back? Is LA going back?
Look at their coach. They're rattled.
Well, that's the thing.
Yes.
Like, but they also have that great home record. Do they sit there and say series isn't over until we lose one at home? Like
they say that.
Absolutely.
Yep, of course.
That's where tomorrow is. Like I did say on Friday, I felt the Oilers were going to win Game 3. Winner of Game 4 is going to win the series. I do stand by that. I think the LA is going to be just they need a 3-goal lead going into the final 5 minutes of a period because they're not going to hold on to it.
That might not even be safe.
But that's like a 1-goal lead. They are not holding on to it. 2-goal lead, they might not hold on to it. They need a multi-goal lead in the final few minutes of the game to feel comfortable about winning it.
Yeah,
I think they're completely rattled right now.
I agree. I mean, I was texting with DB this morning. DB's a star today. Dennis Bernstein, he's a star. Everybody, he's like, I'm getting love from Kings fans, even the ones that hate me. And I'm like, people are texting about DB on the post-game show. They're texting about him on the morning show. We'll have him on for Game 5 pregame. He's our Kings insider. Dennis, I'll tell you what, Dennis doesn't give a crap which coach is at the helm of the Kings. He's going to ask things the way he does whenever he wants. Because you know what? Dennis has made a ton of money in his life. He does this for fun. And he likes, if he sees BS, he's going to call BS. If he thinks there's something worth talking about the team wants to talk about, he'll bring it up. Like, he is not going to back down from Jim Hiller. So they went back and forth last night, and it's all good. DB, no worse for wear. He's just like, yeah, bring it on. I'll talk to him tomorrow. No problem. So, yeah, we'll have DB back on. And the fact that Hiller kind of snapped back it wasn't as bad as I thought people were making it out to be, but it was an exchange. The fact that Hiller snapped back at DB, which was first question, because DB had been on this train of thought in regard to holding leads and the inability to for the LA Kings. The fact that Hiller snapped back, I think that is reflective of where the Kings are at mentally, to me at least.
Well, Jim Hiller screwed up Game 3 to a degree. Like I'm not going to say that. Like the Oilers are feeling good. They tie that hockey game. I think the Oilers still probably win that hockey game. But you went fishing for the challenge, and that was one where like I was trying to be like I could see the end. Like trying to see when I was sitting next to her, and I'm like I try because the NHL you never know. I was trying to see what he was seeing, but it was one that it was like it was just complete fishing. And you take the penalty, and then immediately beautiful set play, Draisaitl to Bouch back of the net.
Yeah.
Why? Why challenge that?
Because he thinks the refs were actually going to go against the Oilers. It's just I think he took the chance, knowing the way the luck is.
Well,
with the officiating,
with goalie interference, you never know. But when you watch that again, you're like, there's nothing there. There's really nothing there. So it was a swing and a miss. Yeah. Maybe he did think that they'd get a call their way, but yeah, that was fishing. That's a good way to describe it, Matty. And man, he caught nothing.
In that moment, that's a risky one. It's a huge risky one, and it was. And ultimately, they scored. And like, was that the turning point of this series? Well, no, because the Oilers didn't exactly have a great game yesterday.
No,
for the 60+ overtime, but they turned it on when they needed to.
I know they got outshot quite a bit through the first and second.
Oh yeah. Double.
Yeah. It was 2-1 for a while there. But there were moments in the first two periods where I was like, they're kind of okay. Like they're hanging around. Like I don't mind what they're doing. I did like Reed was like saying they're heavily outplayed. And I disagreed with him a little bit. But yeah, you look at the stats, the shot clock especially, and you go, geez, they're not really generating much. But I thought they were like in it. Like I didn't think that they were getting caved in their own zone. I thought that they were creating some offensive, or they were getting some sustained zone time. They just weren't really getting grade A chances, and they poured it on a bit in the third period, and obviously got to Kemper.
I think Pickard was really critical right off the bat because it should have been 2-0 Kings.
Yeah, he made a couple good saves. I still don't have a ton of confidence in him.
I have more confidence in him than Stuart Skinner.
Do you?
By far.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see Stu Skinner if the Oilers win this series. We're going to see him at some point.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think the only way that happens, Pickard loses 2.
It could happen.
But he'd have to lose
they have
2.
to win next game.
He's not the only, like, And Eric, I think, answered it best because I think it was 3 questions too many today. Depends how they lose tomorrow. If they were to lose tomorrow, who would start game 6 in a deciding game? But I think I'd be shocked if we see Skinner at any point this series.
Wow.
But if the Oilers are going to win this series, that means Pickard's in net, wins tomorrow, and then wins game 6 or 7. Like I don't see a goalie change there. If they lose tomorrow and it's a good hockey game, he did win you 2 games. I could see Chris Knobloch we're going back to Pickard.
Well,
and if they lose game 6, well, they're done. If they win, they're going to go back to him for game 7. I think Pickard has earned 2 losses.
You think so?
I think he's earned 2 losses. I think in a situation where he could lose 2 in a row. So if they get through this series and they go on to take on either the Golden Knights or Minnesota Wild, because that series is 2-2. All the Western series are 2-2. Pickard gets the start. I think if they lose game 1, he gets game 2. I don't know why you would go to Skinner right now.
Not right now.
No. But even if after a loss from Pickard, I don't know why.
Well, it depends how you lose.
Yeah.
Sure, but if it's like how Skinner lost game 1 or 2, it's only one. Skinner got 2 of those. Why wouldn't Pickard get 2 of those?
Because the series is literally on the line. Your season's on the line.
And the guy who got you the wins is Pickard, not Skinner. And he's the guy that
if there's a run, we're gonna see Skinner again. Trust me.
Sure, and then that means Pickard faltered.
Yeah,
that's what it'll be. I think over a couple of consecutive games, because through this series in games 3 and 4, even though Pickard led in goals, in the end he made some saves in key moments. And in games 1 and 2, Stuart Skinner did not make saves in key moments.
Fair.
And that's where there's just a little extra confidence you see from him. I'd be shocked personally if just Skinner or Pickard loses just 1 game this series and they don't go back to him for the next game. That's where if we're seeing Skinner at any point in the LA Kings series anymore, it's in relief.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets a start.
I disagree with that. I think if they get blown out next game and Pickard lets in some dogs, we're seeing Skinner for the next game in 6.
I just don't see that. I'm sorry.
He's a backup goalie.
I can't even visualize exactly
he's
what
a
you
backup
just said.
goalie.
But he's earned the net much more than the other guy.
I'm just telling you.
And what I'm saying,
he's their backup goalie.
Sure, but you have no confidence that if you're going on a run that Skinner's going to be the guy that do it this year.
I disagree with that.
How could you have confidence
fans
this
might
season?
not.
This season, how could you have confidence in Stuart Skinner going on a run?
He's your number 1.
I don't care. He hasn't proven it.
He's going to be motivated.
Sure, but if he falters, you also now just ruin the confidence of Calvin Pickard.
No, you're not. You're not ruining the confidence
of
Cal. How are you ruining the confidence of a backup goalie who's 33 years old? You're not ruining anyone's confidence.
Because he's the guy that went out there and got 2 wins, and the other guy didn't get you a win.
You're not ruining his confidence,
Let me
Matthew.
finish here.
No.
Calvin Pickard's the guy that goes out, gets the 2 wins. Stuart Skinner doesn't get any wins. He hasn't played well. Calvin Pickard's played better. He's earned the net. This is about winning a Stanley Cup, not feelings. And if you take away Calvin Pickard after just 1 bad game, because you're going to go to the other guy who hasn't earned it himself.
You're talking about feelings if you're ruining his confidence.
It's confidence, but now you've gone away from him saying, we don't trust you anymore. We're going to go to this guy. You go to the next series and Skinner doesn't do it again. You're now have to go, no, Pickard, we actually believe in you. We believe in you.
No,
but you don't.
I disagree.
You don't. And you're not doing what's best for the hockey team at that point. Calvin Pickard played better in 3 and 4 than Skinner did in 1 and 2. Same defense in front of him.
He made you. I'll give you timely saves, and you're not ruining his confidence if you switch him. You're not hurting his feelings.
It's not the difference between feelings and confidence.
Calvin Pickard's been through a lot in his career.
Sure,
he was supposed to be the starter for the Colorado Avalanche. They're terrible. He gets set down. Toils in the minors, up and down. Like he's seen it all. He's not gonna be rattled.
It's not a full rattle, but it's the coach doesn't believe in me. When I go out there and I play well, I have 1 game where maybe I do exactly what the other guy does, but he gets the net back and not me.
I don't think he looks at it that way.
Yeah, I think he knows that he's a backup.
Yes.
Though.
But he's not the backup of this team anymore.
Yes, he is. He's still the backup.
And Stuart Skinner's not the starter of this team.
Incorrect.
Look at the numbers of these 2 guys in the calendar year.
Yeah, I know that Skinner had a bad year. He's still your number one goal. Like, he's supposed to be your starter.
Supposed to be, but he's not because he's not producing. He's
You're
not
riding
playing
a
at
hot
that
hand.
level. So he's lowered where his standing is. Stuart Skinner, this right now, is not a starting goalie of the NHL in terms of his play this season. In terms of his play this season.
Is Connor Hellebuyck then? Because his numbers are equally as bad.
This season.
We're talking about the playoffs right now.
I'm going with this season.
The season doesn't matter at this point.
It doesn't.
Okay, well then if this series, Calvin Picker's the starter the rest of this series. Because he's
Until he
doing
loses
better.
badly.
Okay, and then Stuart Skinner comes in, and if he loses badly, there's the season.
Probably.
And then Skinner's what for this team moving forward?
An enigma.
It to go against if Pickard loses one game and you pull him.
It depends if hypothetically how he loses that game. If it's on him,
Then he should be
they're gonna
treated
Skinner.
like Skinner was.
Exactly.
And then given the net back.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Skinner had a bad game one and he was given the net back.
Are we going through revisionist history here? Skinner
Yeah, I'm assuming
Skinner
that
had
Calvin
one
Pickard,
goal that you could be like, that was the Byfield goal.
and
He
that's
banked
where I'm
it
going to
off of him
assume
in
that
game one.
Calvin Pickard has a game and we're going to sit there and be like, there wasn't much he can do just like Stuart Skinner.
The Fogle goal was bad last night. That's on, well, there was a compounding errors, as Cass likes to say.
So you can't put that at home just like you won't put that on Skinner.
That wasn't a great goal.
Compounding errors.
Was the Fiala goal good? Again, compounding errors. Like, it's a chicken and egg, man.
There's no confidence anyone can have in Stuart Skinner right now.
I disagree with that.
And also Stuart Skinner is not Connor Hellebuyck.
No, they're one guy's from Edmonton.
One guy is a
from
top
the US.
goalie in the National Hockey League. Top goalie in the NHL.
Yeah.
Period.
Hellebuck's been in the league 6 years longer than Skinner.
So?
He's older than him.
Look, and now we're going to the thing of the Oilers losing tomorrow,
I think
which
this is
people
all beside the point.
It would have to be Calvin
Jasmine,
Pickard gets shelled,
switch
and
the topic.
he is truly awful on 5 goals. That's the only way I could see Stuart Skinner coming back to start a game 6. Beyond that, it's Calvin Pickard. And if Pickard wins that game and they lose game 6, there's no reason to pull him. I don't care how bad he plays in game 6.
I didn't even listen to that last statement.
That's fine.
I think I just really appreciate Maddie's point of view on this. Just saying. And stop. Can I just bring up something? I'm sorry.
What?
Can we just stop bringing up age all the time? Like 33 is fine. What is this whole Corey Perry, 39-year-old Corey Perry? Can you just say Corey Perry?
No,
Okay.
because in hockey and
Because in
sports,
sports.
it matters very
know.
much.
I get triggered. Okay, I'm like, leave this
It's
man
a little
alone.
bit different.
He needs to go in the
Playing
seniors
well,
home.
okay.
It's time for the seniors home almost for him.
I'm surprised how many people are actually on my side with this. Like,
Yeah, a
there's
lot
a
of
few
people
that
are.
are like, very.
But a lot of people are like,
yeah.
it'd be moronic to bring Stu back.
I'm telling you, they probably will at some point if Calvin Pickard falters.
Not in
You're-
the series though.
We'll see.
I can understand, moving forward in the next round that, you got to get your confidence back in your first goalie, but no. Come on, Pickard.
I just see Jason Leduc agreeing with you right now in the nasty chat.
No, I'm looking at the text line.
And he's already done with me, so he said, see you guys later today. So-
Already? That didn't take long. It took all of 25 minutes.
Oh, no, he's still messaging.
Oh, okay.
Jason, go away. You said you're going away. Go away or stop looking for little attention there, Jason.
Oh, man. Okay,
So people agree with you privately, but they don't want to publicly agree with you.
Let's get back to the good vibes. It's supposed to be a nice morning after here. Let's go have a cigarette,
Dirt.
a dart, heater, and let's talk about the good times.
Yeah.
Sure. Which part of the good times do you want to go to there?
Wherever.
I'm trying to find a message in the nasty chat by Max Bizuzu.
What did Max Bizuzu say?
He had a good point.
Also hit that thumbs up button.
Oh yeah, hit the thumbs up.
How about the morning show hitting 1,000?
Dude, good
It's
for
unreal.
them.
Yeah. Nice to see.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see
Is that
Dusty do the
second
worm.
time ever? I don't know if they can hear me.
I think they're in nap time.
Yeah, I lost.
No,
his
they're
last
paying attention. Dusty was in the nasty chat too
was he?
here.
I feel like I'm taking crazy, pals.
What about Kane? What about Kane's game?
I thought you were looking up for.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
We're waiting for you on this.
Like, what's going on here?
I'm sorry, it's buzzing. The chat's
You
buzzing.
doing side quests in the show?
Okay, so this is what he wrote. I like this message he wrote. Okay, he wrote, you know what's not a concern? This is the second best defensive team playing prevent defense with the second best goalie. And they can't hold a lead.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by the Kings playing that way. That
They
game too.
Get burnt over and over and over again.
They did it in game 1. They got lucky in the end because of the knuckleball change up that they scored to not go to overtime.
Yes.
It's one of those, I'm surprised they tried doing it again for an entire 20-minute period. And they didn't try to push more because it doesn't work against the Oilers when you're the LA Kings.
Yep.
They're going to score. I don't know why they don't learn from that. It's good for the Edmonton Oilers. I'm stunned that the LA Kings just don't want to. They're just too scared.
They're tired. They're worried. They're scared. They can't get a save from their Vezina caliber goaltender or Vezina finalist goaltender. I think Edmonton has gotten into the Kings' head.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw that all in the third.
Now, the Oilers also held Kempe in check yesterday for the first time, really.
He's very quiet.
No.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. That's good. He
And
had 9
Byfield
points
made a
through
huge mistake late in that game.
going for the empty netter, right?
He tried skating it out or something.
Yeah.
He should have just shot it.
Yep.
And honestly, the Oilers still had a timeout, I believe, in regulation. I don't think they used their timeout in regulation.
Right.
They should have just kept icing the puck if you're the LA Kings, if you had a chance.
Fire it
Because
down.
you have to think at some point maybe the Oilers would call a timeout to try to drop a play. You would get a little bit of rest or something like that. Byfield, he clears that puck, it ain't going in the back of the Oilers net or the Kings net. Big mistake there. But Bouchard made some really decent, he made some really good defensive plays.
Yeah, he did.
The
Only
last
a couple
two games.
giveaways.
Yeah, a couple.
Only a
couple battles. Raider Jesse says, let's talk about number one D-man and all-time NHL scoring leader per game guy, Tommy's favorite and savior of the team season, Evan, quote, my defense is better than your brain remembers, unquote, Bouchard. Raider Jesse. No, I mean, Raider Jesse loves the advanced analytics, and he tries to make the claims that Evan Bouchard's turnovers are not costly, which is a total farce. It is amazing what Bouchard can do offensively. It is also equally as amazing how bad he could be defensively, and his plays and decision making directly leads to so many goals against. His inability to defend, the Fiala goal, him and Nurse, everything was fine. All Evan Bouchard had to do was keep skating towards his own net, but he tries to skate backwards. Fiala slips through both guys and scores. That is a prime example of how much of a pendulum swing Evan Bouchard and his game could be, and how polarizing he be. So Raider Jesse, I know you love Evan Bouchard, and I have nothing but respect for his offensive abilities and when he can dial it in defensively, like I thought he did for a good chunk of game 3. But man, oh man, you cannot tell me that is elite number one caliber defense from Evan Bouchard, because he makes some boneheaded mistakes. Then he saves himself with some great offensive plays, which is frustrating.
He's
and
the
amazing.
golf game, in a sense.
He's the golf game.
You have a rough round, you're not playing well, but then you birdie 18.
And you're like, I'm coming back.
I love this game
I'm
again.
back.
This is great. Evan Bouchard has his moments where you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then he bounces back 2 crucial goals.
Yeah.
And that's why he's going to get paid this summer.
Classic, though. Playoff guy, right?
Yeah. And you know what's funny too, Jasmine? People going into game 3 are like, man, I wouldn't give Bouchard more than $5 million. They're back to that old thing again. If it was up to Raider Jesse, he'd probably give him $25 million. And Raider Jesse, if you even throw a stupid advanced stats obscure thing at me, just take a timeout and don't just stop it. Don't. I'm just gonna say that.
I don't want to jump fully to the offseason yet, but his contract is going to be just
it's gonna piss
watch.
everybody off.
It's going to be
of course.
fun to watch,
Yes,
but you can't let that go.
Except for Raider Jesse.
But I don't. We'll get there when it's time.
Exactly.
to get there.
The Oilers were Oilers then, don't worry.
I thought he was going to get the hat trick yesterday.
Oh my God.
Really?
When they got that power play, I said 3. My prediction was Nuge in the playoffs to score. I didn't pick a king because I said the Oilers are going to win, so I didn't even need to pick a king. And then, but when I went to power play, like, oh no, this is going to be Bouchard. Like I just thought it was just going to work out that way. And hat trick, what a way to end that game. But instead, Leon Draisaitl, he gets it done. Who did not have a great overtime, I will say. Leon,
yeah.
Leon was struggling in overtime, but he puts.
People are asking if he's hurt. I don't know. Like
he's
maybe
tired.
he's nicked up, but like I think people are looking for something.
I would feel like he's got to
I
be.
don't think-
There's got to be something.
You
to
think, hey?
Well, he was hurt coming into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like so naturally there was something there, and I don't think he would have gotten 100% healthy.
Yeah.
He had a lot of time
What does he have? Does he have nine points now?
I made 4 yesterday.
Yeah.
Big Uke. He said he texted us in last night to you, Tommy, but
Wow, there was a lot of text last night. Sorry, Big Uke.
the Kings haven't won a series since the Cup in 14. Who is left from the team? Doughty and
I
Kopitar?
think Trevor Lewis came back too.
These Kings do not know how to close out a series. They have had chances.
Yeah.
How many chances have they had to close out a series?
Game 7 against Edmonton
Yeah.
in 2022.
I think that's it.
That's about it. Because Edmonton's
Because the Oilers were up 3-2, or were the Oilers down 3-2 in that series?
Oh, well, I can't remember. Somebody
Yeah,
had
I'll look that one
the
up.
win chart last night. I just
That
don't
was
remember.
2022.
I think it was NHL Europe had it.
NHL Europe.
Yeah, NHL Europe has some interesting.
Because that'd be the only other time. But
Stats.
like they haven't had chances to close out series, and even not technically. Here's not a chance to close out a series just yet. This is their best team that they've had. Here we go. Oilers did win Game 6, so the LA Kings had 2 chances that year to close with the Edmonton Oilers. They couldn't get it done. But they haven't had a chance, I don't believe, since to close out a series. Well, they wouldn't have had a chance to close out a series.
Baggio has a text I want to get to here. Baggio says, "Hey Tommy, big if Oilers go through, does Ekholm come back round 2, or is it done for him? No more talk of him coming back." Baggio, from what I understand, it's a pretty bad injury. So I wouldn't anticipate him coming back, but the Oilers are never going to say no to that.
Yeah, I think the 2 things I would point to, one is Chris Knobloch just ruled him out for the first round, but it didn't say he's coming back.
Yeah.
It was just won't be available for the first round.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they say won't be available.
The other
for
part to
second.
that too, let's say magically they do announce he's back for round 2. What Matthias Ekholm are you getting? Like you're not getting a healthy one. Like he's not coming back at 100. He's not coming back to the Matthias Ekholm from last season type thing.
Yeah.
This is what you've seen from him, through the second half of the season would probably be the most that you get from him. Now that would be helpful to this team. But we shall see. I wouldn't say big if
I
though
don't
yet.
also either.
I also wouldn't say big if yet.
Just
If I had to put like a meter of where this series is, I'd put it like 75% Oilers to win this series now after yesterday.
I
sure.
like this. I like this confidence that you have. It's very impressive.
I believed Game 4 was that was the pivotal series. And
That
I
was
don't
huge.
like it's the LA Kings have a great home record. You've brought it up many times, Tommy, over the last couple of weeks as we're previewing this series. The Kings have a terrible road record.
Yep.
And look, they played well and enough to win 2 games here in Edmonton. They didn't get one. But now we're looking at the other one. It's the Oilers don't need to take both in LA. They just need the one.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
And they could have won Game 1.
yeah.
And they got within a goal as in Game 2.
They were
They
in
didn't
there.
get that comeback, but they got it to the goal. They were down 3-0,
And what was it? 3 goals in a 4-minute span.
but they got it to 3-2.
Yeah.
The LA Kings have zero. I don't know how they'd have much confidence in their ability to win a game right now outside of 5 seconds left. Offensive zone face off. They know that they're gonna, no matter what, the Oilers aren't tying this hockey game type thing.
It's like you said, the Oilers have the Kings number. Well, what's what Maddie said.
You did say that.
Yeah, I usually trust what Maddie says when it comes to this sort of stuff. I hate to admit it, so it's kind of nice to agree.
To go the other way, I also don't believe fully momentum goes game to game.
Right.
I've seen that too many in series.
Confidence, though.
Confidence is different.
But one little play can shift the
moment
confidence,
and momentum.
the vibe. And that's the scary thing. And this series has seen a ton of that. And that could happen again against the Oilers. It could. Or Edmonton could keep riding the confidence and be reassured in knowing that they have the king. They're in the Kings' heads.
Well, I heard him pointed out on the post-game show just when the overtime goal was scored, McDavid, his reaction. Now he just he skates right over to Pickard and is all fired up with Pickard and stuff. And is that just going to set off McDavid a little bit more or something?
Sure, I hope so.
Because there's a lot of talk. This is maybe
fans.
the most angry we've seen him during a game, or most disappointed.
Well, he's not getting the calls.
But it's not that.
Right,
Even like
too.
when goals are going
Yeah.
in, so you see that he's not hiding his emotions.
Yeah, you're right. He's sitting on the bench. The camera's on his face, and he's pissed. And he wants his team to do better.
Yeah. He wants overall the whole team to do
But
better.
he's showing that, right? Because, you're not supposed to kind of hang out your team to dry and all that stuff, right? But he's like, no, this is ridiculous. We got out of this hole, and now you put us back in it. Like, that's good. Show yourself. Be like dry.
Big Uke agreeing with Maddie is never fun. Sometimes it's necessary, but never fun. Appreciate the support, Big Uke. Appreciate the support.
Not a boy, Big Uke.
We appreciate it.
There's a lot of text coming in.
Before you do that, let me just say portions of this hour of the EST Hangout. They are brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehighproductmarketing.com. If you want to rep an orange and blue EST hat at Oiler games moving forward, connect with me. We do got some of those still in stock. Tommy will be on location for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Hudson's on White Ave tomorrow.
Yes.
That is an 8 o'clock start. They did announce that. They haven't announced the game 6 yet.
Probably 8 o'clock start.
Who else plays that day?
I don't know.
That's the only the fingers crossed. No one to a degree.
It's 3 or 4 games a night. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's close. So that's Thursday.
That'll be...
Oh, there's Stars, Avs, Golden Knights, Wild as well.
Yeah.
Oilers are getting an 8. Actually, 8:30 start.
Why not?
Well, it's Leafs, Sens if necessary. We'll see. Stars, Avs, that's Mountain Time Zone. Oilers, Wild, that's Central Time Zone.
Yeah.
Kings, Oilers, that's Mountain.
It was so busy Friday night at Ice House. And it was so late. Like, we went, I think, an hour and a half, and it was so late. And then shout out to all the nasties who came out yesterday. Cal in the Park and Sarah, Vera Montenegro, Rip City Step, Adra the Accountant. Did Matt Hyman come up to me and say hi? Was that Matt Hyman? Who else there's been so many nasties. Corey B. And they were rocking this hat, by the way, and look good with their Oilers jerseys. So Friday night we finish up and it's like, I don't know, 12:45, 1 o'clock. And I look and the DJ, she's still spitting and like it's packed. I'm looking at my gear and I'm like, well, my bags are in the closet, the staff closet. Like there's no chance I'm getting to my bags there's a million people running around. So I just, you know what I did? I had a bunch of drinks.
Good boy.
Had a bunch of drinks. And then when they finally shut things down, I went and grabbed my bags and packed up and walked half a block home.
Even though you had work the next day for Hello Hockey.
I was
Great interview with John Scott. Great
Oh my
interview. I was
God.
listening to that on a drive. It was fantastic.
He was hilarious.
Yeah, you guys got to get him back on.
We will definitely get him back on. We had Cam Jansen last week, who was also fantastic. We've had a couple, Hello Hockey's a great show. I know it's the weekend. It's not convenient for a lot of people, but it's doing well.
Dude, it's great when you're driving around on a Saturday, throw it on.
Yeah.
It's great conversation. I highly recommend going back and listening to John Scott. Go find it, YouTube channel or podcast, wherever. Go listen to that one. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
And Belsey comes in late.
He was
busy. He was busy.
He was playing in the Alzheimer's face-off, which is a great cause, raises a lot of money for Alzheimer's research. But it was a fun show, so it's been good. John Scott was hilarious. I think the quote he had on Phil Kessel was,
that story.
He goes into it because Belsey and him played together in Houston, and so Belsey's like, John, we need to ask you about this. And I'm like, I'm not asking him about it. You can ask him about it. So John Scott, and I quote, said to Phil Kessel, this is what John Scott said on the show. I would have crushed his face in 100%, unquote. And then we also got him to talk about guys he genuinely hated that he would play against. It was quite a lot of fun.
I interrupted you from reading some messages because I went for that liner, so I'll let you jump into
I was going to say about your Hello Hockey show. It's my coffee show. Like,
Oh,
First
good.
thing, like I grab my phone and it's just in the background. I may not be, active, but definitely like
Oh,
my little
thank
coffee
you.
show, looking out the window.
We're happy to
Yeah.
be a coffee show. Okay, I found.
Presented by Fox Coffee.
That's right.
Exactly.
Fox Coffee, tremendous. CJ in Chicago, formerly CJ in LA.
Yeah, girl.
We met. She was
Saw her on
here.
the start of the pregame
I
show.
brought her
I
on.
saw her. Yes,
I had
she
to.
did great.
She flew in that day.
And then she stayed for the game.
Yes.
She changed her flight.
Yes.
But did she? I did pop in my mind when the game was going to overtime. Is it messing with her flight now?
Probably. Yeah. She's a boss.
So true.
CJ is a boss.
Because I'm not
She's
gonna
great.
lie, I got pissed at overtime yesterday for a degree. Because I'm like, I wanted to watch Last of Us last time. Like,
Me
now I'm
too.
not watching Last of Us.
I fell
I'm gonna have to
asleep.
wait till I'm gonna have to wait till Tuesday night, tomorrow night to watch this.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
thanks. But I also was like, oh, I wonder if she'd miss her flight now,
Well, she follows up. So she texted in, CJ, great to meet you. I had to bring her on the pregame show
Yes.
just because that is the definition of a nasty. That's the definition of a true Oilers fan. She's working and living in the United States, and she comes back for it was supposed to be the one game, ends up making it a weekend. So CJ texts and says, "Holy moly." One of my best weekends in Edmonton in a long while. My nerves are absolutely fried. My voice is gone, but my heart is so full with Edmonton pride. So great to meet Tommy on Friday. Thanks for having me on the show. Let's keep this playoff run going so I can come back. For now, I'm wheels up to Chicago in my EST t-shirt. Have a great week and go Oil.
Go Oil. Good
Awesome,
girl.
CJ.
I wish I was thinking
I think
about
you'd
it.
like CJ very
Oh,
much.
Me too.
Yeah, she's cool.
Next time she's gonna let me know, and then I will come out to the watch
Yes.
party.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy that it's in the South Side finally. Good thing
Are
it's
you
at
coming
8
out?
o'clock. I don't know because at first I'm like, I gotta come. I miss the Nasties. I gotta see them. But then
I
it's
got
like
a tab.
What's that?
I got a tab.
Oh, fine. I'll come. I'll come for
Nah.
a bit. Just kidding. It's like one drink
Yeah.
on a work
Whatever
day.
you want.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. You know what? Maybe I'll come.
Talking with Connor Yakubuski from Hudson's White at Hudson's Bourbon, and we were talking about Game 5, and I was like, there probably will be a Game 5, and we were breaking down that second Oilers loss, but he's excited. It's going to be a lot of fun, so come on down, join us. We have a great time. Sometimes I buy drinks for Nasties too. I like having a good time with them.
Yeah. Nasties unite. Love it.
Yep.
It's like the bat signal.
Andrew, the accountant, last night was only the second time the team that scored first lost in all the series played against these two teams. Another reason to believe the Oilers might be getting in the Kings' head.
Mm-hmm.
I met Andrew the accountant last night.
You
was there.
mentioned him.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Am I wrong that? Yeah, no, we already had that was about the Oilers. Kings, how often the Kings. Somebody asking what email so I can get a hat. If you want to purchase that, you can just message me, Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, or if you go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com, click on shop. Everything we have merch is there, and then there's my emails on the bottom.
You keep a live inventory tracked on the website?
Not on the website. It's just
okay.
it's what we have.
Okay.
I do. Actually, I should double check the sizes. I update the sizes on there, but like pictures of everything we have. So if people want more stuff, I have a bunch of inventory.
You're quite prudent.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Although I feel like I haven't done a good enough job.
I'm
keeping
gonna wear that
inventory
to the
track.
polls today. Make sure you guys get out and vote.
Nice.
Yeah, with that, it is federal election day. I think polls here in Edmonton, 7:30 till 7:30, I believe. Electionscanada.ca, I believe, is the official website to find information on that. This isn't a political thing.
No.
This is we're
vote.
fortunate to live in a
Canadian.
country that
Yeah.
allows us to have this vote, which a lot of people in the world would love, that free vote. We do have that privilege. So if you can, please read up on the issues and go vote today. Again, I believe it's electionscanada.ca. I'll double check that right now. For more information, if you don't know where to vote, or if you want to look who you can vote for, elections.ca. Sorry, elections.ca. You can enter your postal code, find polling locations. So today it is election day. So please, once again, get informed and go vote. Read up on those issues and go vote on, and then we'll see what happens. And that's all we're going with that.
Perfect. I just heard Trev yell, F, I need to vote. And he just said, where do I find out?
because he has a new place.
Elections.ca,
You
Trev.
literally just said it.
You could enter your postal code. Actually, he moved, so
He
that would
did.
be an
Yeah.
interesting one. There's a lot of help with and they have great workers, Elections
Yes, they
Canada, that volunteers that help you with that. If you don't have your voter card, you could register at the polls. It will take a little bit longer. And if you are working, by law, your work has to let you go vote.
You get an hour.
You have to have, my
Right?
dad and I were talking about it yesterday, so we looked it up. You have to have 3 consecutive hours to go vote. You have to be given. So our polls, again, I believe are 7:30 till 7:30.
It's 12 hours.
So
Yeah.
correct me but when they start, 7:30, 7:30. So if you work 9 to 5, you obviously don't have 3 hours before your job starts. You obviously don't have 3 hours once your job ends to go vote.
Right.
Your employer either has to allow you to come to work late, they have to allow you to leave work early, or they could allow you to go vote during the day.
Right. Okay.
But it's up to them in theory to decide which one it is. But you have to be able to, in your taking your work hours, you have to be able to work 3 straight hours. So if you work 7 till 3, you then would have 3 hours from 3 to 7:30. So the work won't have to give it to you. I don't believe.
Okay.
You have to be, there has to be 3 hours of your day within the polling hours that you are able to go vote. And if not, your employer has to give you the ability to go vote.
I see. That's good. That's a good thing.
Yes, it's the law.
It sucks. It sucks when you see an election and there's like 40, 50% vote. Like there's so many other people that could vote. Like, and if everyone voted, like it would change the results type thing. Like, let's go, people. There's a lot of people that are dying about voting to go vote, and we get this, and it doesn't take much.
I've never not voted. I have, in fact, when I went to school out in BC, I mailed in my vote.
Nice.
To make sure that it got in. It's just, you should feel proud of yourself when you do that.
It was this close. I was this close to clicking mail-in vote this year because I've never done it, and I wanted to see what it's like to do a mail-in vote.
For me, it was a pain in the ass.
It's like sending a letter.
Yeah,
I was just fascinated, like when what it shows you and how you go through the whole when it comes to you, and then I just was fascinated.
Nerd
by the idea. Oh, 100%.
Old lady.
Yeah.
No. When it comes to politics and stuff like elections, full nerd alert.
Can I have a
for me.
Scotchman, please?
Yeah. That straight up. No, I am nerd on that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't.
It's nice that
there's no denying it for me. That is, yes, you're right, Tommy. 100%. Yes.
Yes.
I'm with you on that, Maddie.
Anyway.
Like, it's nice that the Oilers game is not today. So
Yeah.
we can.
Well, no, but even just like the idea of like mail-in vote, like that excites me.
I was thinking of doing it for fun.
The process. Well, that's it. The process of doing the mail-in vote. I'm intrigued by this.
You're sending a letter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna lick the envelope.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in the mailbox. I didn't have to pay for a stamp. Oh my god.
The paper is stamp.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know you.
Can't deny that.
What a
in any way,
process.
shape, or form. That is me.
Oh boy.
What else? Like, what else stands out from Oilers game yesterday that we need to really hit on type thing here? Like, actually, it's Clingberg.
Yeah.
Maybe not. He's had a really good series.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep, very surprising. Very good. Yeah, there were a few moments. I don't know how you guys felt, Jazzy, follow up on this, but like Reed and I were talking, we're like in the third period and overtime. A couple times him and Wallman were out there, we're like, ugh. But they held it together. Wallman had some good reads, some good pinches. Klingberg was steady. I was watching to see if he got burnt with speed, and he seemed to keep up okay. So this has been a pleasant surprise. I mean, I wrote him off. I didn't think we would be seeing him at all. And what we did see from him, I thought wouldn't be anywhere near how impressive it has been. So this has been a very, very pleasant surprise, in my opinion. How do you think
I agree.
this is going?
It's nice. Like, it's nice to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you, what about Frederick? I feel like he's playing well and he looks healthier.
Yes, he was moving very well.
Yeah.
He was moving really well yesterday, actually. So that's a good sign too.
Yeah.
Good call. Yeah, like look out, LA.
Sorry, Jay. This isn't. I'm just going to throw this out there. I will start deleting some. Like, we're not getting into political discussions and like our electoral system and how things go on that nasty set. So just please, careful on that.
Yeah, thank you. Frederick Kane, yeah, pleasant surprises. Klingberg, pleasant surprise. Keep it going.
Perry, old man Perry.
That goal he scored was like a street hockey goal where he like knocked it down to himself.
So why not high stick there? Because I feel like this, but I think Reed kind of
it's
like, because then it got touched again or something.
It's under the shoulders for that, but if on a scoring play, has to be under the crossbar. Like the tip into the net has to be below the crossbar. But for that for a high stick, just a high stick general, has to be over the shoulders.
So that part was not over the shoulders. So then it was an eligible play.
Yeah.
Because I know Hiller called over the ref to probably like looking for, I think it should have been whistled down or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's how that
And
one
that's
went.
how Reed explained it. Reed, if you're listening, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how Reed's very stringent on the rule book. Keeps one handy. I think he keeps one in his back pocket.
It's one of those right in the chest.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, right?
He's got his pocket rule book. Yeah, but that's the description. And I watched it too on the replay. And listen, I'm looking at the replay on the screen. I'm watching the jumbotron. To me, it looked like Perry, and he had his blade flipped down. It almost looked like he knocked it down, and the blade obviously caught it. And I thought, I'm like, oh, that looks fine. And then he just slammed it home. A very clever play. To me, it reminded me of playing street hockey, and that's stuff you can't teach. Like the guy he has that ability and that savvy, and it's incredible.
I will say, I know there's people upset with Chris Knobloch for not challenging the Fogle goal. That would have been such a foolish challenge. And the people would have been upset if he challenged that, lost, and the Kings went on the power play.
Yeah. Pickard went flying out. He was very aggressive on that one. And I know he felt like his pad, but like there was nothing there. And we had people like yelling at us in all caps last night on the post-game show. That was goal interference. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't going to get overturned.
No
but
chance.
And if anything, that's like Jim Hiller in game 3. That's fishing at that point. And the problem is, okay, maybe the NHL surprises.
Because no one knows.
And
what
they
they're
say,
thinking.
yeah, goaltender interference, no goal. Maybe they surprise. But chances are, the NHL is saying, yeah, that's not goaltender interference. LA, you're on a power play. And people would be upset with Chris Knobloch going, why would you challenge that? They'd be upset, oh, the NHL doesn't know what they're doing. They'd also be part of that, I guess. But and if the LA Kings scored there, people would have destroyed Chris Knobloch for that.
Yeah.
That one, it was a foolish challenge if he went about it.
Correct.
And it was a good move on his part not to do it.
Correct.
Because we saw when game 3 what happens when you make a foolish challenge.
Yeah. It was poorly played on a number of fronts. Pickard didn't play that particularly. He was too aggressive. His momentum was taking him out anyway.
It was a weird play too.
It was,
because Fogle, there was a weird thing at blue line. Fogle just ended up skating in. He didn't mean to.
Yeah.
And then the puck just happened to come to him.
Right.
He's had a great series.
That was his first goal though, but he has been.
But he's been playing. He's been noticeable a lot.
He has been. He's been mucking it up. He's motivated. Good guy.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys probably don't feel this way, but I get a little annoyed when I see Fogle's face.
What?
I know.
I definitely don't feel that way.
I get a little irritated.
What? Warren Fogle, he's the nicest guy.
Yeah, well, he's not. Because all he does is brag about the LA weather. And it's like, we get it. You left. Get out of my face. But he's playing.
Did he leave or did the Oilers also say we don't want you here?
Yeah. Maybe I'm just a little.
Because I have a feeling he probably would have still signed here.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He got along very well with those guys, except for Matthias Janmark, evidently, for some reason.
Really?
I don't know. They were trying to fight each other that last game of the regular season. So
There's a couple moments in overtime. Janmark had the puck, and he actually was doing some decent things. I'm like, Janmark's going to win this. Janmark's going to win this.
You guys wonder why I respect him so much. Look at what he's doing. He's a playoff guy.
He's a playoff.
Somebody sent in a photo yesterday, and it was a guy that has a number 13 Oilers jersey. And instead of Janmark, it says janitor.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, that is good.
We actually haven't talked much of overtime. That was one of the most lopsided overtimes you'll see, I think, too, in playoff hockey. I don't think the Kings had. Maybe they had one good chance. There was a moment where the puck was bouncing around or something, and it kind of bounced in the wrong spot against the Oilers, and the Kings had an opportunity. Beyond that, it was all Edmonton Oilers through those 18 minutes of overtime.
Yeah.
Whatever it ended up working out to be, I think maybe part of that is the King. Every time I was looking out there, it was like every second shift, Doughty's out there, Kopitar's back out there. They shortened that bench so much.
They were tired.
4 D-men were over 31 to 36 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. And the Oilers, to their credit, too, were physical for a good chunk of the game.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Somebody posted, I missed it. What did Hyman finish off with?
I think Oilers in overtime is scary. The Kings know that.
Yeah. Although, did you see the record? They're now 2-7 at home in overtime in the McDavid-Draisaitl era, and 6-11 total in the playoffs. Yeah, you would think it'd be better, right?
Yeah,
Hyman had 12
surprised.
hits. Was registered with 12 hits yesterday.
Hyman.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Hyman is also opening up. Like, I feel like he's gonna get better and better and better. We're gonna see something from him tomorrow.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been all right.
So yeah, the Oilers are now 6-11 in overtime, 2-7 at home in the McDavid Dry era.
Yeah. The last home playoff overtime goal was David Desharnais. That was a long time ago. That was
Wow.
8 years ago.
That was for was that Matt Benning? Or no, who went the other way? Not Matt Benning.
The trade.
Brandon Davidson.
Brandon Davidson. I remember Davey was crying when he got traded. We were in St. Louis. I had to interview him. And we were all sad because we really liked Brandon Davidson. Then he comes back to the Oilers.
That's right.
Had a 3-year offer, I believe it was. He told me he had a 3-year contract offered to him, and then Chiarelli pulled it, is what Davidson told me.
Mm.
Then they traded him again.
Great trade for Desharnais. In the end, it's a great trade.
Yeah,
you won the one
it
game.
was. Yeah.
He got you
Poor
that overtime winner.
Davey's playing, where is he playing now?
Brandon
Germany?
Davidson?
Yeah, he's still playing. I think he went overseas. I actually saw a clip of him recently.
What do you guys? What do you think about Nuge's play yesterday?
By the way, Czechs. He's in the Czech League this year.
League. Okay, good.
For 24-25.
Nuge needs to be better.
Yeah. Do you think he was better yesterday though?
A little bit.
Or
More reliable.
More reliable.
Yeah, no, he was a ghost game.
Yeah.
one and
Otherwise,
two.
yeah, that's right. Like
Yeah.
he's just not. He's on the ice.
You know what? He's snapping it around better on the power play. I think he's more alert.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I would say. What do you think?
Yeah, I think special teams is better, and I don't know why, but I think that's what stood out to me too about Nuge.
You saw him out
Yeah.
there. Yeah, he's been quiet. He scored that
Other than
goal
that,
in game 3, but
Yeah.
more Nuge, please. A little bit better, please. Let's go, please.
He got us a critical goal on Friday though.
Yeah, you
so-
got one there.
yeah.
Yeah.
We again?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What number are you? I didn't see you
I'm
out there
getting
last
better,
night.
I
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah.
Warren Fogle's looking like a difference maker out there. I think we as Oiler fans took for granted how good he was while he was here. That text comes into the Parish Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Kyleson, did you hear Friedman an intermission of the Fogle goal? And somebody saying like Friedman thought it was interference.
That's a surprise. Usually Friedman's right.
Well, and there was a lot of people that I think, like even in the press box, and that wouldn't have got
No.
overturned. And again, it goes to, it's so up in the air with the NHL.
Yeah.
Maybe there is a chance they call that goal interference, but the likelihood is probably not. And it's risky at that point.
Yeah.
And when the LA Kings just get that goal, do you want to give a little bit more momentum that way?
No.
Absolutely not. You don't. That's
That was
why.
the first period too. The first thing I thought, I'm like, that one's a bad goal. I'm like, yeah, I'll probably get that one back. And they did.
This team needs to, I'll say at the very least, stay within 2 goals. And they're going to, I think
Yes.
I'll
crazy,
have the
but
confidence that they're going to win the hockey game against this LA Kings.
Yeah. No lead is safe. And again, we saw it.
Yeah, they'll probably keep the lines the same.
I
Right?
would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knobloch speaks at 11.
Yeah. Both teams stayed in town
and
and they fly today.
Thank you.
Oh,
I forgot to ask you that.
Oh, okay,
Usually
yeah.
I ask you that.
yeah. Both teams stayed and they'll fly today.
Which is very playoff thing.
Yeah.
There's no overnight flights
Correct.
generally.
Yeah. It's, they want them to rest up. I actually really enjoyed that when I was traveling with the team in that 17 playoff run. Like, it's like, oh, we get an extra night in the city. There's no rush to get out.
You get to
Yeah,
see your family,
Yeah.
celebrate or whatever. Not celebrate, but
You
have
get-
some time.
Yeah. You can
in your own bed.
decompress. You're not like,
Like sometimes you just want your own bed and your own bathroom. You know what I mean? Sometimes long vacations.
yeah.
That's why you just want to get back home.
It's also
You
just
know?
the sleep too, because like the LA
Yeah.
Kings, obviously they stick around, and the
Yeah.
Oilers stuck around in LA
Yeah.
that extra
Correct.
night.
And we sleeping on a plane. Right?
There's sleep
Ugh.
Yeah.
doctors have become a big thing.
Explain.
Oh, the Canucks years ago hired a sleep specialist. There's a lot of just talking about the sleep and making sure athletes get good sleep. Jeff Gershell will talk a bit about this too.
Yeah.
I need to get him on the show anyways in the coming weeks. But it's sports athletes, sleep is very important. There was a few years ago, I think it was Joe Girardi was the manager of the Yankees. For spring training, he told the players, like, I don't want to see anyone here before 9 o'clock. If I see her before 9 o'clock, it means you're not getting good sleep. Like, no, get your sleep. Sleep is so important. And yeah, I think it was the Canucks. I remember it was when I was working with Gregor. He wanted to be, and we reached out to the Canucks to try to see if they would get us the sleep doctor on to talk about it, and they wouldn't let us.
Wow.
But it was like the Canucks were like one of the first teams almost they spent the night in the city in the regular season at times and then flew it the next day if they could, because they just found it, as opposed to rushing to an airplane, getting an sleep on a plane, getting to your hotel. What time would you get to a hotel if you're flying somewhere? Like 4 or 5 in the morning?
2 in the morning, usually 2, 3 sometimes. That's when we saw Bieber in LA when he came on our media bus.
So then you get there, and then you got to get to your hotel room, and then you got to settle in. So it's like it's not a consistent sleep.
Yeah.
And that's where the sleep science has really come into athletes.
Yeah, it's like not a routine, right? And it's like an abnormal sleep schedule. You want to make sure like every human needs to have sleep. I can only imagine how athletes feel. That's very interesting about the sleep doctor stuff. I want to read into it.
Oh yeah, go read up that. It's become a
I wonder if
thing.
they do like a hypnosis thing. It's like
No.
you are getting very sleepy.
No, it's just the idea of making sure you get your sleep.
So what is it? Everybody getting fresh jammies?
No.
And let's talk. You guys all had a good game. You guys bored yourself with sleep. Like, what? I'm so curious to know. Like, is there a med degree involved in this? Like, is a psychology degree? Like, this is like, Maddie, please explain.
I will let you read into that one a little bit more.
I,
I'm surprised I didn't know about that because of the Canucks, you know?
oh, good point.
Yeah, she would have been on top of this years
What's
ago.
happening with Brock Besser right now, Jasmine?
I don't know, but one thing I'm
Sure.
experiencing is when the Oilers were down to nothing, I got a hell of messages from people that I hardly even talked to in Vancouver that had the audacity to be like, I'm really happy that the Oilers are losing. I'm like, and you don't, sorry, I shouldn't do that.
Whoa.
Like, it was really like middle finger to the phone, the audacity. I'm not sure if you guys are also feeling it from like Flames fans and stuff like that.
Well,
Like,
Flames
No.
Nation has wearing Kings jerseys during their shows.
what?
Oh, really?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Ew.
So what?
That's so tacky.
That's okay.
Mike Sullivan parting ways with the Pens today.
Hey, he had a long
Which
run.
is, yeah, well, he was the second longest tenured. We were
That's right.
talking about this just, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. And because the reason that comes into my mind is Rick Tocchet still don't know what's happening with him in the
I don't
Vancouver
think he's
Canucks.
staying in Vancouver.
But so there's, I think, is there 6 NHL coaching vacancies? I'll have to go look what that is. But we're down to another coach we're down to how many coaches that were hired before 2022? 3 maybe? 4?
Yeah. So we've got John Cooper. We have Marty St. Louis.
No,
Amazingly.
yeah, he's 22.
He's 2020?
He was Feb 9, 2022.
Okay.
So he starts the 2022 train.
Okay, so
there's 3 coaches hired. It was 2013 for John Cooper. There's a 2016. There's a 2018. And then it's Marty St. Louis, who's the 4th most tenured coach
Jared Bednar.
in February of 2022.
Jared Bednar.
16.
And, oh boy. Where am I going here? Where am I going? No,
Out east.
Out east. God. Trying to think.
He almost left a few years ago. There's discussion in the playoffs of would he sign because he needed a contract, and then they ultimately signed an extension.
Boy, oh boy.
He was a legend of the team as well.
Oh, Rod Brindamore.
There you go.
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then there's Ducks need, Rangers need, Kraken need, Pens need, Flyers need, Blackhawks need, Bruins need. So that puts us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't know about Rick Tocchet, who's like Rick Tocchet is one of the most tenured coaches in the NHL.
That's insane.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's the 8th most tenured coach in the NHL.
That's ridiculous.
Being
Wow.
hired in January 2023. But the reason Judge Chris Knobloch bumps up to, I think, 12 now.
Well, to some fans, he's been here too long.
He's the 12th most tenured coach in the NHL.
He's been the coach for a year and a half.
He's coached 151 games. And he's the 12th most tenured coach in the NHL.
Somebody came up to me at Ice House yesterday and they go, so, Knobloch done after this year if they lose in this first round? I was like, what?
There was a lot of that going around.
Yeah.
Did you
From
not feel it
fans.
though when they were down?
No, you're not firing the coach after
You're not
this exit.
firing the coach, but did you feel like it could have been some fault to Knob there? Because now he
Sure,
fixed the
he-
lines up and stuff. That's fine. But
Yeah, but yeah.
and Pickard, I get the goaltending issues. But
I think because I was talking about this with someone. I think if the Oilers had, well, let's say lost this series in 5, let's just go to that extreme. They still might lose this series, but let's say it's in 5. I think a lot of the Oilers messaging would be injuries.
Yeah.
No Matthias Ekholm.
True.
I think we would get McDavid was this at the end of the season. Draisaitl was this. I think that would be the messaging of we're going to the next year as is. Chris Knobloch would be on the heat, like he'd be one of the top coaches.
Yeah.
I would say being on the watch list of fired next
Yeah,
year. Like
he'd
the
be under the
Oilers
spotlight.
wouldn't be able to go through a stretch of losing like 5 and 6 games or something like that. Otherwise, I could see a coaching change occurring at that point.
Which
He
is
would be
still
on that
crazy.
hot seat going into next year because that's just where the NHL now is. But I would have been stunned if they would have made a move because he got a decent contract, I think, when they brought him in.
Knobloch?
Was it a 3 or was 5 year?
I think 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's 3.
But I think the messaging would have been injuries. There was like we were hampered with injuries, and they wouldn't have wanted to go that far because I also think that the Oilers would have to look at a narrative thing here and like what you're another coach.
yeah, Coach Graveyard.
What did we say? Nugent Hopkins. We did this last week.
It's ridiculous. Well, there was because we also had somebody mentioned the assistant coach too, and which is a
It was
ridiculous
like
number.
30-something assistant
Yeah.
coaches. Tom Rennie, Ralph Kruger, Dallas Aikens, Craig McTavish, Todd Nelson, Todd McClellan, Tippett, Hitchcock, Woodcroft, and now Knobloch. That's 10. And he's been in the league since 2011. That's insane.
Yeah, JCD 780. Coaches have a short shelf life these days. Yeah, there was the person with the Athletic. She had it down to I think it was 2.3 seasons for an NHL coach. NBA, MLB, NFLs were 4+, I think.
Yeah, you did the stat last week.
Yeah,
I remember that.
it's
Turn and burn, baby.
it's very the NHL, and to me, I think that's wrong. I think some teams need to allow coaches to go a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's necessary, but yeah, you don't get long in the NHL right now. Although GMs do.
Yeah,
I feel like there's not as much turnover with GMs. They get to make. It's almost like they get 2 coaching hires nowadays.
it's interesting to see what Seattle's doing, where they, basically Ron Francis has failed up.
Yeah,
Jason Botterill takes over. Not like he had a great run in Buffalo, but we all know Buffalo's rotten, I think, from the top down. The Bilesma experiment didn't last after 1 year. Yeah, I don't know.
there was a lot more GM changes over the last few years, actually, in the NHL. Seattle's they make a change there in that.
Mhm.
Oilers is considered. Caps made one, but they also promoted within there.
Yeah, watch Boston, by the way.
With what?
Just if they move on from Don Sweeney, because
I thought they weren't.
Well, he did the end of year press conference last week with Cam Neely, and even Cam Neely had a couple of things that he said, and you're like, I wouldn't feel confident if I was Don Sweeney right now.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was just kind of like that was not a vote of confidence from Cam Neely.
Well, they I think it was the owner. He was
Jeremy Jacobs.
no, maybe it's not. Maybe it's their president then.
That's
They had somebody high up who spoke because they're raising ticket prices.
oh
And the response was, things are more expensive. We have more bills to pay. Like, and it was like a very much like, no, we have to pay more. You have to pay. Like, it wasn't sympathetic. Or it seemed like when I was reading the quote,
oof.
I was like, I don't know if that's a good message, especially in that market with those people. Like, but yeah, they're not happy with the raised ticket price out there with the fact that they finished second worst in the East.
Yeah,
Second worst.
they tanked, man.
Because they finished worse than Buffalo, did they not?
I think so, because Buffalo was winning games late in the
Because
season.
Flyers, I think, were the worst in the East when everything was said and done.
Mm-hmm.
Standings.
Jazzy.
It was nice to see like
Conference.
Jeff Shat, all the GMs, I should say, like yesterday, like just cheering and like I liked it.
Happy?
Yeah, happy. It's
Yeah.
nice to see some emotion there. Like they have a lot on their shoulders too, a lot of pressure, especially with the GM situation we have and controversy and all that. So I don't know. I liked it. It gave me
You were happy?
Yeah,
Good
it gave me
vibes?
the positivity.
They were very quiet up there last night.
They went, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then so then you hear like the tables and all that.
Well,
You could hear one specific person.
yeah. Well, now there's two, and they're like frickin' frack.
I think I know who the other one might be,
yeah.
but I'll have to ask you. after.
I
Yeah.
think I know what the first one is.
They break stuff.
It's alarming the first time that happened.
Yeah.
I was alarmed.
Yeah. You're just like, okay, it's gonna be one of those nights.
I'm now further down though.
Yeah. Oh, we get it right
In the
behind
middle.
us.
That's the best.
I somehow I got promoted
You
to
got
the
a
middle.
great seat.
I went from
You and me?
1260, where Dusty and I's seat was way in like the other end, and then EST, I got bumped to like dead middle almost. I don't know why
It's
that
like, stop,
happened.
guys.
Because you know why? Because you took care of Peardo.
If that, but thank you, Pierdo. Well, no, it was before Peard.
Was it?
Peard took over last year.
So Sean May liked you then?
Maybe, I guess.
Maybe
I always like Sean
Jamie
May.
Cartmel likes us.
I don't know. I got bumped over, and then it's now Reed and I that are on the other end, and I'm close to the broadcasters. And right, like before, it was like behind me was the one set of Oiler coaches.
Yeah.
Now behind me, it's Jackson and the execs.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I don't know why. Like last year, I was very stunned that I was like promoted up
It's
there.
just, that's them recognizing what EST is. The best.
The best. Let's keep it going with
baby.
the Oilers winning. The series
And the good
continuing.
times.
Because Jazzy's going to go back to the Stanley Cup final. Save it up.
It's all about you, Jazzy.
I'm sorry. Okay, actually, did you have to say something? I wanted to ask Tommy's opinion on the Maple Leafs. Because we discussed on Friday that, have you been even like watching their games with Ottawa? And they keep going to overtime. Are they the real deal? What do you think?
No, I think they're done, but I like their feistiness.
Yeah, I don't think the Leafs are
Ottawa.
the
She's
real
saying
deal.
Ottawa or Toronto?
I'm talking about Toronto.
Oh, or if the Leafs are the real deal.
Yeah.
Not really.
Right?
Yeah, they haven't really won that.
Have you been watching any of the series?
Yes. The one that I've been keeping the most, Washington, Montreal, I've been watching a lot.
Yeah, I know, it's interesting.
Minnesota and Vegas has surprised me. St. Louis
Very.
and Winnipeg I've been watching a ton of.
Yeah. Very
I for the first time watched some New Jersey and Carolina.
boring.
Yeah. And I watched some of it yesterday. Toronto, Ottawa, I haven't watched as much. Just, I don't know, the timing hasn't worked out. But I don't think the Leafs are going to go very far.
Thank you.
I don't know what to make of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next round will be the deciding
the
factor.
determiner
Obviously,
for
that's
sure.
easy
But I mean,
to
if you're-
say. But it's going to be Florida or Tampa at that point. They win that. Like I do see them having a chance to get to the Stanley Cup final. I think they could beat Washington or Carolina in a best of 7.
Yeah. Yeah. Kings play-by-play man Matt Barrett texting in saying, I was in and out in like 20 minutes, even with having to register after moving. Go vote, LOL.
Oh,
there you go.
nice.
So they're
Thanks
moving
for tuning
people
in, Matt,
quickly.
as well.
I saw Matt yesterday. He was helping the game night staff out.
I think Pierdo did that when he was with the Oil Kings.
Oh,
Do a little bit.
like all
I
hands
think it's
on
all
deck.
type
Yeah.
thing a little bit. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm misrepresenting.
I think
They're
he's-
looking for a new coach.
Yeah, they are. That would be interesting to get Kurt Hill maybe on one of our shows this week. Talk about that decision.
I'm a big Kurt Hill fan.
or Kevin Radomski. Probably Kurt. Yeah, Kurt's a good dude. They're all good guys. I feel bad for Luke.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But in the junior hockey, there's that cycle type thing as
Yeah.
well. Like it's with the players and the coach. You go to, like when you're on that cusp, you sometimes go to that next coach
Yep.
type thing, like the Oil Kings are at.
could be
My
it.
fear for the Oil Kings is that they'll go win again, and then Kurt Hill's gone.
He moves up somewhere.
If they go win they win a WHL title in the next couple of years, he deserves to move on. He deserves to get an assistant GM job or whatever's that next step. He deserves that because he would have built 2 championship teams with the
Correct.
Edmonton Oil Kings.
Kurt, when he was hired by Peter Chiarelli, we were told that this was like a discussion internally when I was still at Oilers TV, was that Kurt was being trained, essentially, groomed to be an NHL front office executive, and that the Oil Kings was his first chance at doing it on his own with the guidance of the brass with the Oilers. But obviously that didn't last very long because Chiarelli was fired by the end of that year.
If the Oil Kings turn into even just a threat, a top team.
They were good this
in the
year.
but that's the thing, like to do it twice, like teams, there's that cycle, but teams don't always go win. If he can get
True.
close, if the Oil Kings get back to a WHL final in the next couple of years, the guy should not remain the general manager of the Edmonton Oil Kings. He should be moving on
moved up
to some organization in hockey. Should be looking at him going, oh, this is it. Because how old is he still?
I think he's my age. I think he's 39.
Well, I was like, he's still not. I don't even. Yeah, I thought.
maybe he's
I didn't
a year
even think he
older,
hit 40.
Yeah,
But
he's a really good guy. He's a smart hockey guy. Played the game. He knows it. Like he's going to be in the NHL soon.
Well, if this is him, I found the elite prospect page for Kurt Hill from University of Waterloo.
No, Kurt Kirt.
Kirt. Yeah.
Okay, then
Kurt
that's
Hill.
Kurt. Yeah, and
I don't know if this is
WHL.
him. Well, this is playing.
Yeah, he played in the dub.
If he's from Winnipeg, it's 37 years old.
It's probably him.
Let me see if I could find. Yeah, I think that was him. So he's 37.
Yeah.
So not even at 40.
He's younger than me then.
Yeah. So if by the time he's 40, he's got another, at the very least, WHL final in him on his resume. That guy should be.
He's supposed to be. Like that was supposed to be the trajectory.
And it looks like it's going that way too. Yeah. His official title is President of Hockey Ops and GM of the Oil Kings.
Because I think he was a scout in the NHL prior to becoming GM of the Oil Kings.
Yeah, he joined the team after serving as an amateur scout for the Blackhawks during the
That's right.
17-18 season. He worked for the league in the WHL from 14 to 17 in the role of manager of player development and recruitment, as well as director of hockey ops. He worked with the Sens marketing department in 13-14. He was also part of Team Canada's national under-17 teams as director of operations.
Yeah, he knows what he's.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
And WHL champ. Should have been multiple in that time. This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life's transitions. Canadian storage provider by Canadian, sentinel.ca for more information and to find convenient locations nearest you.
We got 98 likes.
Oh, that's what you're.
Sweet. We're at 98 likes.
Yeah.
2 more likes than we hit 100
So awesome.
here on the Hangout. A reminder, we do got the log shop with Dusty and Huss coming up at 11 o'clock. The oil stream at noon. EST afternoons with Hernan and Gager, as well as it's the Reed Wilkins Show with Reed and Jay later today. And once again, GCLD's oil stream pregame show, 6:30 tomorrow, live from Hudson's on White Ave. Tommy will be there getting you set for the big Game 5 out in Los Angeles. And we'll see if Will Ferrell can help turn things around for the LA Kings. As the Oilers continue their momentum, their
confidence. Jasmine, a question comes in for you specifically via the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999, like Maddie said. Does Jazz go to the Oilers games in a Canucks jersey?
No, that's tacky. Of course not.
Only when the Canucks are in town.
Yeah, har. I'd rather die. You know, I was gifted Canuck stuff as jokes, and I literally makes me want to vomit that I give it away.
I think that's hilarious. I think that's
Why are
checkmate
you
by your
wasting
friends.
your money? What?
Well played.
Whatever, I'll just re-gift it at like baby showers and stuff.
There you go.
I have a question for you.
Stuff for you give to baby showers?
No, if it's like Canucks gear, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But like, yeah, baby shower stuff you give for the baby, right? So
I would assume as
you get a
much.
Canucks shirt and you're like, hey, your newborn can use this?
Yeah, exactly, when they grow up.
It's a lady small.
You know, I used to gift Oilers stuff all the time.
But did you buy baby Oilers stuff?
Yeah.
So why would you gift a female adult thing for me?
Yeah.
Now
She'll grow into it. It's a he. Good friend. Good
It
friend.
works. Come on.
Yeah. That's funny.
But now I'll gift them, FYI, I'll gift them McDavid stuff, like all-star stuff, right? Rather than the Oilers stuff, because then it's not a waste of money. But you just throw in that Canucks hoodie, or not hoodie, like a t-shirt or a beanie. Anyways, enough about them. They're not in the playoffs. Nobody cares. You know what? Quickly, I really do want your thoughts on the Lakers.
No, not much. It's over.
But you don't think they're going to win the next one? The NBA is going to rig it, if anything. The Lakers will win. Money line that, I'm telling you.
They're not winning 3 straight. The Timberwolves are always a good basketball team.
They're great.
I didn't think it would be like an easy series, but I didn't think the Lakers were going to be this trash.
Exactly.
JJ Redick not making a sub in the second half. It's just that's the problem sometimes you have with a rookie coach. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll jump on the Knicks bandwagons to cheer for Clausen's team. So good things can happen to Josh Clausen.
That was also
Clausen.
controversial with the Knicks game as well.
I didn't see.
Pistons, we don't have to talk about association because it's really not that exciting. Other than the Lakers just bombing. But Ant-Man, 43 points.
I don't know why
Incredible.
Dusty's yelling right now.
It is disturbing. He is quite loud. D-Rex, did you want to finish up on that? Thought?
No, that's fine. I really just wanted to quickly chime in on the Lakers for a fan of the Lakers like Matthew.
I respect that. D-Rex says, if the Oilers beat the Kings for the 4th year in a row, Will Ferrell should just grab a blue and orange jersey and become an Oiler fan.
Why?
No, he's not going to.
You cheer your own teams.
You stay over there, Will Ferrell.
Yeah, you don't. I don't like the. Don't want bandwagon fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. You
Screw
don't
Will Ferrell. If you're an Oilers fan, screw him.
Screw him. And the ones that fight each other. Right.
I like Will Ferrell
Me too.
very much.
Hey, it brings it's nice when celebrities like whatever hockey team. It's nice to see that, right? They had I think the Rams were at the Kings game.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, they were loving it. They're like, is that 97? And they didn't know that. That's Connor McDavid, and need to see a fresh face.
I didn't see any of that. I'll have to go find that.
Because they noticed him, I think, with his speed. Like
Yeah.
they were aware to be like, there's something up with that guy.
Yeah, he's special.
Yeah, and then I think someone from behind them was like, oh, that's Connor McDavid, the best in the biz, right?
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
He's just very excited.
I had something.
It'll come back.
Oh, so I'm going to Vancouver.
Of course you are.
no way.
Thursday
Of
night.
course you are.
Really?
Naturally.
I'm
Shocking.
going for my cousin's bridal shower.
The Canucks have a locker room sale.
And
Gotta
Jasmine
go get
needs to
some
get some
info.
gifts for bridal showers and baby showers.
I'm going on for a bridal shower. And
What are you regifting?
right?
Yeah.
I'm not re-gifting anything. It's so expensive. My cousin who's getting married, her sister's husband's a huge LA Kings fan. Like he flies to LA. He's
Wow.
from Kelowna. And the issue is, I know he's not listening. But if he is, this is gonna be awkward because I'm just gonna say it. If he has the audacity to say anything to me, I'm pushing him into the cake.
You're going to just ruin the cake?
Wow, you
I
can't
will
do
ruin
that.
the cake. Kings fans going in the cake.
Are you bringing a backup cake?
No,
What if he puts you in a cake?
Yeah.
that would be hilarious. That would be
If he's
fun.
listening right now, I'm just going to say, like, he should get the one up and just push you in a cake.
Oh, Jasmine, you ruined our cake.
The cousins are worried about this. Because
Really?
he's like the brother-in-law, right? So he's not in like our group chats and stuff like that. Not really, we're acquaintances and stuff. So it could be a little tension. So the Oilers, yeah.
You guys can't, like, you can't just separate it
For, like,
from
an
playful?
hour.
Oilers are back, baby! Let's go! Oilers at 6!
Yeah, Hernan.
Hernan's alive. He's Oh, I hope to God the mic picked some of that up.
This is going to be a day in the office. I can just
It
tell
will
that
be a
right now.
day. We're gonna have a day.
Yeah.
He should be all excited at CFL draft tomorrow. Like, come on, Hernan.
Thank you.
Marshall Ferguson released all 72 picks. He did a mock draft.
Did Curtis Rourke get drafted?
Actually, that's a good question.
I know he got drafted by
I will
the
say I'm very
Niners,
fascinated
but-
where he goes in the CFL draft
Yeah.
because it's not an early pick, but who's going to take the flyer on him?
Somebody has to.
Well, I'll say there's a lot of teams that should take a chance at Curtis Rourke.
Yeah.
Winnipeg. By the time you need a quarterback,
Sasky.
it might be time. Saskatchewan
Yeah.
could look at him. Hamilton should look at him.
Hamilton.
I think Ottawa. You never know. Like Drew Brown. What if it
I'm
doesn't
not
go
sold
well
on
there?
Drew Brown.
There's at least 4 teams right there that I would say you take him.
Yep. Because the Niners took Rourke
Curtis Rourke.
7th round.
Yes.
So he'll be on the roster.
I was hoping it maybe go ahead of Sanders.
Yeah. Oh
It
man,
would have been funny.
the Sanders stuff. That's wild. But so Rourke will be on the roster next year.
Well, he'd be in camp at the least.
Yeah. I mean, you don't draft a guy and just cut him, do you?
It's rare.
Yeah.
But some NFL teams will be cutthroat in that sense. Because I guess he would have to be, like, if he's not on the main roster, he'd have to be practice roster.
Yeah.
So he can also go to other practice. He'd have to accept that. He can go to other practice rosters.
Give him a couple years. I hope to God he gets a shot in the NFL and he surprises some people and he plays. That would be a great story.
He's got him going 15th, Marshall. 15th to Winnipeg, second round.
Yeah, so someone will take him.
There was also another Canadian.
What was the guy from Laurier that was getting looks?
The QB?
Yeah.
I think
he was
it's
in the East-West game, was he not?
Is it this? Let me find. Where is he? I'm just scrolling through this.
He's from Laurier.
Because so he's got him going Saskatchewan 13. He's got him going ahead of Curtis Rourke.
What's
so
his name?
Taylor Elgersma.
Yeah, that's the guy.
So he's got him going to Saskatchewan, then Winnipeg, Curtis Rourke. So that actually is going to be a fascinating who grabs them, but you're not using a first round pick because
You need a player.
he's talking with NFL teams and stuff because he didn't get drafted, but he's talking about jumping on with them.
Right.
He also has the Elks in the 24th round or the 24th pick, taking the Alberta running back.
Nice.
So
good.
So I thought Hernan would be all excited about that, but no, it's all about the Oilers.
No, he
Hernan.
came in screaming.
See, it feels good when the Oilers are winning.
Very good. Look
Thank
at
you.
you.
Yeah,
All right.
right?
Not bad for a Canucks fan.
Yo, 7,000 people in that fan park, eh? Or 7,000 in the Moss pit?
They sold out. Yeah, they
That's
said they
incredible.
reached capacity pretty early yesterday.
Yeah, but they
Talking
did that all
about-
last year too.
Yeah.
I just feel like you don't see
Although
the-
there is one less spot this year. Because last year they had the outdoor viewing and the Molson House at one point and the Moss Pit. They had 3 different spots. I thought. And right now it's only 2.
Did you see Jessica Kent,
Oilers community?
Oilers community host and reporters? Great. Worked with her back in the day too. She did a little story, featurette, if you will, on what the fan park is going to become.
Oh,
And I think that is supposed to get going relatively quickly. It's supposed to be an indoor-outdoor event center, basically. It's like $250 million. So the fan, like that tent and stuff, is the days are going to be numbered of it.
Interesting.
But it's like a permanent, like what they're building is like a permanent fan park venue for
Like indoors. Like you can go indoors.
It's
indoor, outdoor.
apparently the plan is indoor-outdoor. So
Hybrid.
That's
type.
awesome.
yeah. Yeah, and it's going to be attached to the arena, and it's part of phase 2 of Ice District, which is good to see. I think they're calling it the Village, north of 105th Ave, which they need to because those lots the brown lots are bad, and less brown lots, the better downtown.
Absolutely.
Get more people living in and around there and get that developed because some sketchy stuff that happens around there. When
Flip
it's
side, you're going to
not
have
game day.
people angry because there'll be less parking.
There is so much parking downtown.
I know.
So much
But
parking.
it's not going to be right there. You have to go find it a little bit more.
I'm sure they're
right?
gonna have park. Do you know how many floors that Ice District parking is?
No, I've actually
Down
never
low.
been
It's
in
like
it.
10
Yeah,
levels.
I've never actually been in it.
It's huge. It's like 5,000 stalls down there.
Edmonton likes
or
to
something
complain
like
about parking. Though.
that. We complain about everything. Potholes. I'm with you.
Yeah.
And 104th Ave right now, ridiculous. Ridiculous. You have no idea which lane you're in. And it changes like weekly because they're working on one side, then they shift over, and then all of a sudden there's one lane going eastbound, and then now there's 2 lane going
I
westbound.
don't know if I'm taking the right way to work now anymore.
It's just, I go down 107th.
See, I don't like 100.
And if it's really busy, I go down 118th.
Well, I turn up. I get on 104. I turn up on 109th.
I go up 109th, yeah.
and then I turn on. I guess that would be 107th. Yeah, 107th.
Anyway.
But before I used to go all the way to like 124th and go up. to
Oh,
124th.
yeah, you go around
There was
the corner.
ways for me, but they blocked. Now
Yes.
it's one lane, and I'm
Yes.
like, this is going to be no.
Exactly.
They made a one. I just want that over.
Potholes. Road closures. Frustrating.
I'm dealing with the same
But-
thing with White Mud and 50th Street.
Boom. Yeah.
The good news is it's beautiful weather. Tomorrow's flip flop day. Start.
Let's
for
go.
me. I was going to do it today, but
You are going to get a dose of short shorts tomorrow. I can't wait. Maddie, look at those tight shorts, man. Those things are painted on.
I stand by this. Like, and I'll defend Tommy on that. When you sit, your pants come up and stuff. So shorts naturally will.
Yeah.
And when the shorts are at your knees and you sit down, they're going to come up higher.
Yeah, exactly.
But actually, right now, shorts are supposed to be higher. They're supposed to not be at your knee. They're supposed to be even higher up.
Yes.
That's what's in when it comes to men's
supposed
shorts.
to be like, where are we at right now, Jazzy? You're a resident fashion guru. For men, it should be like above the knee, right?
It should be above the knee.
Yeah.
It should be above the knee.
But it's much above the knee.
yeah, I understand.
1 or 2 inches. 2 inches?
Yeah, 2 inches is good.
Show some of
Don't-
that thigh.
Yeah, don't do the Adam Sandler style.
Oh, that's,
right?
that's sloppy.
Yeah,
That's
don't do
very
that.
2004.
I don't know why everybody complains about short shorts. Like, I don't mind men in short shorts.
This is what
When it's egregiously short,
okay,
it's
these are bad
unnecessary.
knees, but this is what the length is supposed to be for 2025.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
short
that's,
though.
That's borderline.
That's what is in right now.
That's a lot of thigh.
That's what's in right now. I won't be doing that,
Yeah, I
but
will
that's
not be
what's
doing
in.
that.
Just
I mean,
throwing
you
that
have
out there.
nice thighs, but that's a lot of thigh.
That's a lot of thigh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the one in charge of fashion. It's the fashion police, and that's what fashion police say right now.
I appreciate that.
NHL tonight, by the way, just 2 games. We got Lightning Panthers, 5 o'clock. Avs Stars at 7:30. And then we've got 4 games tomorrow. Oilers Kings, Sens Leafs, Devils Hurricanes, Wild Golden Knights with the Leafs and the Hurricanes looking to be the first teams
Eliminated.
moving on to the
Moving
next
on,
round.
yeah.
There's only 3 series or 3-1. Every other one's 2-2.
Yeah, we're going to see some eliminations right away here. Jasmine, by the way, quick aside, there is no white mud in Vancouver. Who's getting knocked out first?
The Sens.
Yeah, the Sens.
Yeah.
They play 5 tomorrow. Devils Hurricanes 5:30. I think Hurricanes and Leafs both finish it off tomorrow. They're both home. Those 2 get done. I've actually completely missed the Wild and Golden Knights series. I'm forgetting that they're even playing. Sometimes, like
I've been watching
I just
it.
like because there's
It's
so much,
good.
and then
Yeah.
like I go, I'm like, oh yeah, they're playing right now, and then I
Yeah.
look. I didn't even know for a second that the Wild beat the Golden Knights in Game 3.
They had a lead. Yeah.
Like it was.
I mean, in your defense, the game started at 9:30 one day. So
well, it's just so easy to forget.
Yeah.
Some of those.
that's a good series. I think Wild could win that one. The what are you feeling about this Dallas?
I don't know. I don't have a good read on it.
Yeah, me neither. I think Avs will ultimately win, but
Yeah, they could.
Dallas is working them still,
Let it go the distance.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
It's the same Jets Blues. I don't know what to make of that one.
That one's
Like that's like Oilers
different.
Kings right now. Its home team
Yeah.
hasn't lost yet.
Right.
yeah.
But the Blues just smacked the Jets
Yeah,
around the last 2
exactly.
games.
Talking about
Smacked.
number
Hellebuyck got
one
pulled
day.
twice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bare bottom smacked.
You gotta be worried if you're a Jets fan.
Absolutely. Yesterday on the pregame show, I couldn't believe it. I was reading people discussing the Jet situation, and some of them were saying start Eric Comrie.
No.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? You gotta be kidding me.
That's to turn like I get the Edmonton one. Hellebuyck, I know the playoffs haven't been there. To turn on him this early,
Right?
that's interesting from
Right.
Jetsman. Miro Heiskanen out for Stars skate today. He
that's
remains out though. Pete DeBoer says won't play tonight.
Yeah.
But he's listed as day to day. But he is skating, so I have a feeling he'll be if there's an elimination game,
They'll put him in.
they'll throw him in if they ultimately needed to.
Oh, we'll find out, man. Like that, yeah, that series is one I'm just like anybody's ball game. No, I don't have a real good feel for it.
I think we'll see what happens with the Panthers tonight. But if I'm certain teams out east, I'm liking what I'm seeing out west.
Just teams beating the-
There are a lot more going to be going the distance, or a
Yeah.
lot more games being played. And if you're the Leafs, maybe the Panthers, if they win tonight, and the Hurricanes are going, well, if we get through, we're getting through this. Caps will throw them in there. Get through this quick, and who knows, maybe, keep beating each other up out west.
I wanted to know your thoughts on Sanders as well.
Oh yeah.
Finally being picked up by Cleveland.
Where do you to come out on it?
I don't understand why they just why does Cleveland need another quarterback?
Did Cleveland also not pick up Dylan Gabriel?
They picked up, I think, a quarterback just before. And then that whole
Dylan
prank call
Gabriel.
thing happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
What?
drafted Dylan Gabriel from Oregon, so they took 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, so why why? What's the
The owner wanted it, is my guess.
obviously?
Well, Deshaun Watson's.
What do you mean,
done.
obviously?
What are your thoughts on it? What do you think?
I think the owner then forced this.
Okay.
That's
It
I
seemed
think
like they weren't happy if you saw
well,
that.
and that to my
Yeah.
point, that I think the owner was just like, I want this. I want the Dion around us or something. Take Dion's
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
That's why I think it was the owner, I think, jumped in there, and that's why when they took Dylan Gabriel, they're probably upset. Like, well, we just drafted this other kid. Now we're wasting another pick on another quarterback. I was fascinated by the fall. It was one that I didn't think I would follow as much as I did, but I was following because I'm like, when is this guy going to go? And I actually was texting with Jay about it a little bit, and he's the one that first thought it. And I was like, what if Curtis Rourke goes ahead of him? Like, it would have been something. And I was kind of hoping for that for the Canadian perspective of it. But I don't think he's going to turn into a quarterback anyways. Never did think that. I didn't have him as, I'm not a guy that does draft grades and would have had him like, oh, he's a 5th round pick. I would have thought he should have went 2nd, 3rd round. But when you're going to be a arrogant guy through interviews and stuff, the NFL might bite back on that. And one story I did read, now whether this is true or not, maybe I shouldn't be fully going there, but one story I did read is that one NFL exec said he answered a personal FaceTime call in an interview with the team and didn't like hang up on it or something.
What?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
So like you did that, like, yeah, of course. If you're going to spit in the face of NFL teams, they're going to spit back in your face. And you got to deal with that. So Mel Kyper was also an embarrassment when it came to his defense of Sanders.
Is Mel Kyper losing it?
He was losing it for 3 days. Like at one point, Reese Davis, who's generally the host of College Game Day, he like got into it with Mel Kyper, and he was very reasonable about it. But like he was getting to Mel Kyper. Mel Kyper's like, NFL GMs, they've been getting it wrong for 50 years. And you like go into the history of Mel Kyper, and you're like, the year he had Patrick Mahomes was his fifth quarterback. So you got it wrong with Patrick Mahomes, dude. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Clearly you're paid off on this one. And I can say that because he has been paid off. There was an SI story years ago about him being paid off to give a guy a higher grade. So he was looking bad because he thought Sanders is the best quarterback in the draft. He dropped to the 5th round. He's all upset.
What a storyline. Yeah, you know what, actually, Maddie? I would watch Mel Kyper before. And then when we were talking about it last week, I actually flipped over to the College Game Day guys for a bit.
So much better.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really good.
And Reese Davis is a great host.
True.
Big fan of Reese Davis. And then, Kirk Herbstreit.
I do watch a lot of NFL
college
Network,
football.
too, on Sundays instead of...
Yeah?
Yeah, instead of ESPN. I don't know why.
600 and some thousand people over the course of 3 days, I think, at the draft.
Insane. They did it just outside the practice facility / Lambeau. Look cool.
200,000 people, apparently.
Per day?
Yeah, per day, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was
The
over
first day-
600,000
Okay.
total, I think, for the 3 days. I think the last day they said 220.
Unreal.
So speaking of the draft, so they announced LA for this year, and I think it's that theater outside of Crypto.com Arena. It used to
For
be
the
called,
NHL?
Yeah.
saying?
What the hell was it called before? It used to be the
Nokia
Nokia
Theater.
and it was a Microsoft something. But I think that's the one where they're doing it at. And this is going to be the first like remote
Peacock Theater.
Peacock. That's right. Has a
The
name.
decentralized draft.
Yeah, first decentralized draft. We'll see how it goes. Last year, I honestly thought that the Sphere in Vegas was very neat. And there was interactive, like when a draft pick was made on the outside of the Sphere, it said the pick is in, that they had a video of the player that gets picked. It was really, really neat. That and so now you're going to decentralize. Teams will stay in their war rooms, NFL style.
This could be done right if the NHL does it right.
Yeah.
That's an obvious statement in a sense. Because round 1 is Friday, 2 through 7 is the next day.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it right, teams need to have watch parties for round 1, whatever.
Yeah.
Bring the draft pick, make sure he's on a plane that night or the next morning to your city.
Yep.
Unveil him at a press conference at the media. Maybe have an event with your season ticket holders
yeah.
and have your first round pick at that event or something.
Very cool idea.
And you now make the draft something that's across the North America in all the cities. That you have the central location where fans could go to still. You're not taking that part away from it. But all the teams stay in their city. And then you could still do something now in your cities. But you have to do that part, I think. If you do a part where you bring the draft pick immediately and you do something, I think it could work quite well.
I do like that. Oh, by the way, Mike, the Michigan fan, was asking if I was happy with the Cardinals draft. Very happy with them. They were the draft darlings, I thought. Seriously, they had a great draft.
Okay. I thought maybe you were just going, no, it's perfect.
No, it was seriously really
I
good
didn't even
draft.
look at NFL draft grade. Their draft grades.
And then here's the other thing too, is like you said, the draft and where it's located in the city it's in, they do a good job. The NHL does. They have their mobile, I don't know how to describe it. It's like the mobile Hall of Fame displays and interactive things that people can do. So it's still an event. Like it's not just the draft and then everybody goes home. There's nothing around it. There's like all kinds of stuff to do that that the league sets up. So it is still like a fun destination for the fans that are literally going to the event. Because the league has they own these trucks and they put all this stuff in it, and it turns into basically a traveling museum is how I would describe it. So that will still exist. Just the fact that you don't have 32 teams and all of their hockey ops departments there.
Which I don't think takes away from the draft city.
Not much.
For fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Media, yes.
Yeah.
There'd be less media traveling, I think, to a degree now.
Correct. Now there's been less media traveling over the years anyway.
But now there's just the things that could happen in the cities.
Yeah. You still make it fun. Like the NFL, like it looks like a party. The one in Nashville looked insane. This one looked good.
I was saying on Friday that it was like a festival.
Yeah, Vegas, they did the same
Coachella
thing.
up there. Yeah.
So
I remember when they used to do a Radio City Music Hall. And it was, you had to stay there for all 3 days or whatever it was, and you got a ticket for the next year. And then I was just thinking this week, I'm like, and they've turned it into this.
Mm-hmm.
Like the NFL, it's just right now, whatever they do.
Like they turned it into a party machine?
Well, it's this moneymaker now.
Yeah.
It's this huge thing.
Yeah.
Like there's no stopping the NFL.
Everything they do is about making money, and they make a ton of it.
The draft had more ratings than the playoff games, than association, than NHL.
Jeez.
Because the NFL, it rules
They're a monster.
the United States. It's like here in Edmonton, if you want to do sports talk radio, or it's Oilers for the most part. The South has changed very much. If you listen to ESPN radios, or it's NFL.
Yeah.
You throw it on in June, you're going to hear a lot. Now, there'll be some NBA Finals talk then, but you're going to hear a lot about the NFL because the NFL is a 365-day league. It's a 365-day league now. The official drink of the EST Hangout is the Finnish long drink. Legend of 1952, a drink unlike any other sparkling refreshment, real liquor. Longdrink.com/Canada, where you can enter your postal code, find a liquor store or establishment nearest you with the long drink in stock.
Yes.
She's giggling.
Oh.
I'm giggling, just, it's hard.
Giggling about something. This show is flying by today, by the way. This is going so
I love
fast.
the Oilers talk today. It's just such a nice, it was just such a nice discussion. You know, this whole weekend just felt like it was so heavy,
Oh, yeah. It was.
right? So, and goodness knows what the outcome. So it was just a good day. Have the radio on in the morning, listening to the boys talk about it. It's just good vibes.
1,000 likes for them on the morning show.
Unreal.
100 here. Wonder
Which
if we
is-
could get 100 like throughout the day.
On all the shows?
Can
Even
Lock
Lock
Shop
Shop?
get 100? Can Oil Stream get 100?
We're at 120.
Can EST Afternoons get 100?
Yes.
The Reed Wilkins Show and them, they'll get those two will get hundreds. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
of.
yeah, easily.
Can we get 100 on the Lock Shop and the Oil Stream today?
And the Lock Shop's a very niche show, obviously.
And we could have 100 like day minimum.
Pre and post game, man, has been unreal.
Like here's,
Like I knew it would be.
here's a challenge to people. Look, the Oilers won. People are feeling good. It's 2-2 series. Morning show at 1,000. We're at over 100. Can we get 100 for the Lock Shop? Can we get 100 for the Oil Stream? Hour long shows. That's it. For EST Afternoons, could we get 150? And for Reed and Jay, could we get 250?
Must you click?
Click. Even Hello Hockey got 77. That's pretty good. Just looking at it now.
Big U Lock Shop gets no respect. The redheaded stepchild of EST. Hey, it was on the nominee list for shows of the year last year. 3 people voted for it.
That's awesome.
Big Uke was one of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Big Uke's made some money off of that.
No
show.
secret. There's no secret ballot when it comes to the Esties.
I stress messaged Uke yesterday.
Did you?
I had to like go into his DMs and be like, score next! Because we keep going, score first. That's our thing now.
I like that.
And I'm like, I just need to send it into the universe. So the first thing I did is just get in.
Manifest it.
Yeah, exactly. Get that good vibe, that good energy going.
This text comes in. Falcons won the draft 100% based off their needs. Can't wait for the seasons to.
Although they have the bad look because their DC son is the one that prank called.
That's right.
Yes.
I'd have to go
21 years old.
He got. Well, the number, I don't know if he prank called, if he just had the number and it gave it away.
He got the number from the iPad of
yeah,
his dad.
and there's no repercussions, it seems.
Ridiculous.
There should be something.
Like, you're not a child. You're 21 still.
Should know better.
Ridiculous.
That one I do feel bad because I think Sanders wasn't the only one. I think a couple of other people
There's
had
2
it.
more.
I do feel bad for all of even Sanders, as arrogant as he is.
Exactly. Nobody deserves that.
That's a rough look.
mean.
Because it's also a private number that the only reason it's ringing
Yeah.
is because an NFL team is calling. So that's just
Spoiled rich kid. He should get in trouble.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I don't know if that will happen at the CFL draft tomorrow.
Commanders are getting a new stadium.
Yeah, at RFK, where the RFK Stadium is. Actually, I was just looking at that. It was on my news feed. Commanders, man. I don't know. Jay Milne's not here, but
I'm sure he'll talk about it on the show today.
that stadium's been like a bone of contention for a long time. It was built in the 60s for the Washington Senators baseball team, and they moved. Am I right about that, Maddie? Do you remember?
I don't know much about RFK Stadium.
And
Like,
then-
I just know that there was, I think
Then Washington,
moved-
the football team played there,
and then they moved away.
They built that one in the late
FedEx
90s.
Stadium, I believe.
And then that one, the one that currently, FedEx Stadium, whatever it's called, they've actually taken out seats.
well, it was the highest seated stadium in the NFL for
it's like
the longest time.
100,000, wasn't it?
It was 99.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever eclipsed the 100. Maybe it did.
But you can tell, like, you look at it, and they've literally taken out seats and the concrete
because
slabs
they
that
wanted to
were on.
get sellouts. Because
Yeah.
Dan Schneider was just the worst owner ever.
He's real, you know what? So, yeah, apparently it's a mess. But RFK Stadium, that was part of, was that not part of a federal funding bill too? Controversial.
There was something with it, but then there was rumor that it wasn't, but then it was. So I don't know.
But that one's actually in DC, from what I understand. DC's weird because it's like not a state. It's not. It's
Yeah,
its
they
own
don't
city.
elect. They vote for the presidency, I think,
Yeah,
but they don't have representatives in the federal government.
yeah.
They don't have House or senators.
It is a district.
Yeah.
Yeah. And literally across the river is Virginia. Yeah, Virginia.
And
Maryland
Maryland,
is-
Maryland, but then Virginia is where they were supposed to go with the stadium, possibly, but there
yeah.
was issues.
But it's literally right across the river. That's Virginia. It's kind of like New York, where across the river is New Jersey.
Your thoughts on the stadium, Jasmine?
Oh,
It looks
Thanks,
nice.
Brian.
Did you
that
see
does
it?
look
No.
nice.
I'll show you.
New RFK Stadium with glass roof and views of the U.S. Capitol. Timeline to open stadium in 2030. That looks insane. I mean, the stadiums that they're building now,
It's $4
look at,
billion for this one.
It's $4 billion. SoFi Stadium is unbelievable. Allegiant Stadium looks just insane. The one in Mini, was it US Bank Stadium, looks crazy. The new one, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta,
That's awesome.
the roof design
nice.
and how it opens, like the architecture and the engineering that go into these things. Buffalo Stadium doesn't look amazing, but it'll probably be
The
awesome.
inside will be inside.
Yeah, exactly. Like what they're doing and what they're capable of now is incredible. Seriously, it's just like, oh God.
Love the window treatment.
The window treatment. Yes, exactly.
Hopefully, it's not an issue like it is with Dallas.
Right.
Oh, but that was the first time that ever came up.
It's come up a bit.
Has it?
Yeah, but they generally don't play it. It's like it's only certain times that they'll play.
I've
I
been
feel like
to
Thanksgiving, it always comes up.
I've been to a 1:30 game there. I saw Dallas and Cleveland. That issue didn't happen. And that stadium's amazing. It's almost 20 years old now, I think. When it opened, 2009? 2005? Somewhere around there. I've been to that. I watched a game there. It's insane. That scoreboard is nuts.
Yeah, that stadium's been around longer than we realize.
Yeah.
Like
But
that, I remember when it opened.
They call it Jerry World down there.
Yeah,
It looks like a damn spaceship that crash landed.
Jerry World.
They do, yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. It was beautiful.
the Ravens won the last game ever at the old stadium. Destroyed the Cowboys.
Nice.
Their running backs just had a monster games. I remember that was a Saturday night or something. It was great. Screw you, Dallas.
Wednesday. I think we're gonna have a full house on Wednesday.
What's going on Wednesday?
I think Wednesday it's gonna
You
be
and
Belsey, me. I don't know if you'll be here. it is
Yeah,
game
I'll be
day.
here.
Okay.
Just
They'll be
Thursday
flying
for
back.
game 6. I
yeah.
won't be here.
Okay. So it'll be hopefully a really fun show on Wednesday. Considering what happens tomorrow. Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. 2009 for AT&T Stadium.
Yeah.
Or Wednesday. Yeah.
Reminder once again, today it is election day in our country federally. non-pol, like political part here, just civic part here, or civic duty. Be sure to read up on the information and go vote. Polls close here in Edmonton, 7:30. I think Mountain Time Zone 7:30. Those Central Time Zone, I believe, are 8:30 your time. Eastern Time Zone's 9:30 your time. I don't know if we have many people in the Maritimes. I think it's 8:30 Atlantic time. I think it's 8:30 Newfoundland time. And I believe it's 7 o'clock Pacific time, if I'm not mistaken, of polls closing across this country. Elections.ca for more information on poll times, to find your polling location nearest you or any other information. So once again, please go read up on the issues that matter to you and go vote today. That's it for the EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage and your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, Edmonton Sports Talk. Coming up next, we do got the Lock Shop. We've got Oil Stream, EST Afternoons, and the Reed Wilkins Show. On behalf of Tommy, Jasmine, I am Matt. Again, thanks for tuning in to the Hangout. Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here, joining us today.